To admit a resident, this is our resident landing page in NetSolutions, and probably I would go up and actually make sure that that resident isn't already in the system, maybe as a prior resident. So I'd do a search for them. If they aren't, I'd go up and go into inpatient or outpatient, either one, the system. The pinkish fields are required fields, and the facility can actually designate additional required fields if they choose to. So as the resident's being admitted, there are certain fields that the user has to fill out. All of these other things will track the information. They can enter it in. For this purpose right now, I'm just going to put in the required ones, some spots. Once I get this section done, all the sections are listed down the side, on the left side. They can hit save and next, and it will take me straight. The guarantor, this piece would be the financial responsible party for the resident. They have the ability to copy it from the resident, so they don't have to rekey the information, and it will just populate. They have up to 5 phone numbers. They can add as many additional contacts that they might need for. Again, they can copy. I can actually copy, change the name, and then I can give it a category down here, like a next of kin or power of attorney. Those are categories that are set up by the facility. And I can have as many contacts listed as I might need. And one contact can have multiple categories. So I could have a next of kin, and the same person could be the power of attorney. Here's where we're going to pick what type of payer they are. The facility can actually set up various templates of payer types, combinations that are most common in their facility. I'm going to continue on without one of those now. I can add a prior hospital stay if I'd like. If the resident was in a hospital prior to coming into our facility, I can keep track of that information. And then during their stay, as they go, if they leave and go to a hospital and come back to the facility, the system will track all of that. On the admit date, I can put whatever admit date I need. The care level, this would be whatever type of care level that the resident is receiving, and then I can put them in a location or a bed. The visit source is something that can be set up by the facility, totally customizable, so that if they wanted to track specific hospitals that their residents were coming from, they could actually add those particular hospitals to the list in the settings. And then we have user-defined fields that they can set up. Those user-defined fields can track information that's not already being captured elsewhere in the system. I can track as many allergies as the resident might have, or you can say that they have no allergies, and these aren't required fields. But we'll put one in. Diagnosis codes. I can also put as many diagnosis codes on a resident as I want, and I can sequence them. And then physicians, there's several categories of physicians attending. Alternate, you can actually track physical therapists, anyone that may be seeing the resident. This is actually related to veterans homes. That can actually be turned off, and they wouldn't, if you're not a veterans home, you wouldn't see this section. And then clinical directives, advanced directives. You can actually put the time and date of when they actually signed that document. So the reimbursement here would be where you add the payer plans that are applicable to the resident. I'm just going to add one. And so then when you went to bill the resident in this particular case, it would create a private pay statement for the resident based on this plan setup. If I had Medicare on here, it would automatically create the Medicare claims for the resident for the period of time that you're billing for. And then last, we have an additional field where you can have an unlimited number of additional information fields that are customized by the facility to track information that they'd like to track that is not already tracked in the system. So with that, now if I went back to the snapshot for my resident, then I see a summary of all the information that I just keyed in. And from here I can go into the different sections by clicking on the links, and then I could update that particular section if I miss something or if I get information at a later date. And that is admitting a resident.